Great. Hello, middle school French horn players. So today we're going to talk a little bit about range expansion and a little bit more about articulation on here. I don't feel like this will be our main problem. I really want to talk about range expansion because this piece does feature some high Ds, which are going to be a little bit harder to reach, but today we're going to talk about techniques on how exactly to get those notes, on how to develop to a point where we can. So first, we are going to tune. Pull out your tuner. Make sure you are marked to F. Now about 10 cents of your tuning can be attributed to the fact that you are cold, the instrument's physically cold. As it warms up, it will get a little bit warmer. So if you're within 10 cents sharp, you should be okay. Now, let's open a metronome going at 80 beats per minute, and then try to do our 8-note scale, 8 beats on, 8 beats off. No, it's your first note, it's F. Get ready. 1, 2, ready. The hard part. Get ready for that D. Open E. You can do it. Then that real stretch, high F. So, there's your full octave. Now, it's going to be hard to reach some of those top notes. I know we need to expand our range, but what we need to focus on now is creating those notes just with our mouthpiece. Find that low F, right? When we play 8 beats on a note, we play 8 full beats. This is something I would like to mention as well. When you count 8 full beats, you count until the end of the 8th beat. And when it clicks to 9. What I've been hearing people do in their assignments is this. No. And cutting off right at 8. That you have played 7 beats at that point. 8 just started. What I need to hear is do. It's like walking through a door. If you open the door and step right where the door used to be, you have not completed the action of walking through the door. You have stopped at the door. You opened the door, but you have stopped right where it's going to close back on you. I want you to walk all the way through the door, play all the way through that note until you hit beat 9. That is playing 8 full beats, not playing 2 beat 8. You're not walking to the door, you're walking through the door. Don't play 2 beat 8, play through beat 8. So, no, find that on your mouthpiece. We're going to do half the time that we normally do, so only 4 beats on, 4 beats off. Play through our scale with just our mouthpiece. Listen to me do it. if you can hit that buzzing on just your mouthpiece, you can hit it while it's in your horn. So focus on. Those are the notes that are hard to hit. Once you have those on your mouthpiece, you'll have them better on your French horn. This is going to take a lot of time. So when you practice, especially French horn, I want you to spend way more time on your exercises than your warm-ups than actually playing the piece, right? That being said, that is your bread and butter of what you're going to be doing over the next little while, is really trying to maintain that D, E, and F. If you can get that E and the F, the D will be super stable, which work on getting a full octave, even though you don't play E's and F's in this piece. If you can get to an E and an F, a D will feel even easier. Now, one other way to work on this is by cranking the metronome down. I'm going to crank it to 40 and playing the piece. You're working on maintaining your tone and your note quality. It's going to be excruciatingly slow, but play along with me here. Ready? Starting at measure 3. Here's your beginning note. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. So you could see that was still even hard for me. I can play it up tempo, but slowing it down actually makes it harder. The other thing I was doing when I wasn't messing up was I was playing with absolutely no tongue. The only time I played with the tongue is when I cut off between phrases. That practice technique is really going to work out your lips. So do not tongue. So it should be The only thing moving is your lips and your fingers. Do not play with the tongue. That way, when you get up to the high D, measure 13, or let's go for measure 11. Sorry. There we go. Your lips will know exactly where that note lives. So practice just especially going between that B flat and that D, back and forth between those partials with no tongue involved. When you tongue it later, it'll be even easier, but train without it. Now, what I would like you to do for homework this week, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter lesson because I think I've given you enough to work with. Re-record measures 3 through 33. Focus on those articulations. And in 30 seconds to a minute, tell me what practice techniques what we've been working on have been helping you. Tell me whether it's slowing it down with a metronome, whether it's playing the 8-note exercise, how that's helping you expand your range. Tell me what is feeling easier now than what used to. And also tell me what you still need to work on. This is interesting for me because I get to send you these videos every week, but I would like some verbal feedback on what is helping you and what you could use more help on, so I can more custom design these lessons as we continue to go on. So between 30 seconds and a minute, tell me how it's going, tell me how you think you've gotten better, tell me how you can continue to get better to make this part and you as a player sound even better. So send me an email if you have any questions, Gchat me, I'm around, and I will talk to you during our next meeting.